Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be welcoming us from, wherever we may be welcoming you from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Conversations for the Soul. This is the show where real women have real discussion, real conversation about real issues in real life. Thank you so much for joining us. We are excited today because we have a very special guest. Before we get into that, I just want to invite you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you are able to get notifications of our show. We look forward to this show. It's going to be exciting as usual, and we know that we want you to know that we want your input and your feedback. And let's just go ahead and bring Yashica B, the eclectic mindset motivator, to the stage so that she can welcome you as well. Yashica B, how are you, girl?
I'm in the most sense for my physical and mental self. I am good. But if I don't get these lights adjusted, I'm going to just throw it all away.
Oh, no, let's not do that.
No, but listen, it is like these lights are just driving me crazy. So I was just going to tell my audience so they can share and join in my life.
Wow.
How are you? I'm in a good mood. I refuse not to be. Today is going to be an exciting night. I'm excited about introducing Yvonne and bringing her up. Well, did we tell the audience who we had as our special guest was? No, I just told them, didn't I?
You did. You jumped the gun, but it's all good.
That's okay. That's okay.
Share, subscribe. Please share this conversation now. Hello there, Pele. How are you?
Before we jump in, it's like we do want the audience to remember that Dr. Angie is the international best-selling author and a best-selling author on her own. She collaborated with me on Women of the Power Voice, and yet she did remarkably well on her own release of Back from the Brink.
Back from the
Brink.
Brink.
Was a true story that she released about a week or two ago. It hasn't been 2 weeks yet, and she hit Amazon bestseller.
Yes, 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. And it's still out there available. So we're asking that you guys please go ahead and buy the book. And as well as Yashica B, she's an author as well. Thank you. I'm working on my second. Well, actually, it's my fourth one. My second solo project is The Kiss of Judas, Understanding Betrayal and Its Purpose will be coming out at the end of the month. It'll be in stores on March 1st, March 2nd, somewhere up in there, depending on how I drop that thing. Y'all know how I do. Anyway, so we want to just highlight ourselves because we never do that. So both of us have projects, and we're not going to miss the opportunities anymore to say, you know what? And also, I want you all to know that Dr. Angie is a world-renowned writing coach. I know she does not tell you about herself. It is very hard for us to speak about ourselves, but that she is in her element, her true element. So if anyone out there is thinking about writing a book, needing to have a book edited, not even just that, bios, the stuff that you need with that proper English. Yeah,
wow.
The proper English.
What are you buttering me up for?
It's coming. I'm like let's
write the butter for the book again. The Kiss of Judah.
The Kiss of Judas, Understanding Betrayal and Its Purpose. Yes, it's coming out soon. I'm so excited about this project. So excited. As well as
Understanding
Betrayal and Its Purpose. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes, I am so excited about that.
Messing it up.
Huh?
I said you should have typed this in here so I wouldn't be messing it up.
Oh, it's okay.
Is that right?
Oh, wait a minute. The Kiss of Judas, Understand Betrayal and Its Purpose. Absolutely. By international bestseller. And I'm going to make sure I put that visionary author, Yashica B, because I don't want to, do not want to mislead anyone to let them know that, hey, we are climbing this mountain. It gets rough, but hey, we're on our way up. And there's plenty of room at the top. It's the bottom that's crowded. Y'all know that's my saying. You do not have to tear down anyone's kingdom while building your empire. And that I am, because there's plenty of room at the top. It's the bottom that's crowded. And as we rise up, let's bring some other people up with us. And with that being said, also, I want my, can you see my shirt, Dr. Angie? It's Black History Month. Can you see it?
I cannot. I can see the very top of it.
Okay, let's see right now. What is that?
There you go. I am the future of Black history. I love it.
Absolutely. So
Love it,
tonight,
love
Dr.
it.
Angie and I have not done giveaways in a while. So this is going to be one of the giveaways, not the one I'm wearing. Of course, I know if you want the one I'm wearing, because it's going to be worth so much money one day when I just reached that top. But you can have your very own. We will have a contest. We do some stuff. We're going to give away a couple of books, give away the shirt before we end the night, just to toss it up and have fun. So pay attention, like and share, and let us know what you think, because who knows, you might be a winner. And without further ado, are you ready to bring on our special guest?
I am. Let's say hello real quick to, we have Miss Pelly Hunkin on, and we have Dr. Esavari, the CEO, and we have Dahlia Ganzo. Hello, ladies. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. We have a very special guest right now. Her name is Yvonne, and we are going to allow her to introduce herself to you because she has many wonderful things to share with all of us. So we are so looking forward to it. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube subscriptions are kind of low. We need you to jump on there and do that subscription for us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Conversations for the Soul.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello, Queen. Oh, you're so beautiful.
Thank you. You as well. The powerful Yashica and Dr. Angie. I'm so excited and so happy and honored to be in the presence of these two powerful women right here.
Oh,
you guys are so powerful. You don't know. You guys are great transformers to the world. I was just preparing and just waiting to be on this show so I can talk with you guys. And I'm glad to be here. So my name is Yvonne Mundi. I am a third-time, soon-to-be fourth-time best-selling author. And I am so glad to be a collaborative author with these two powerful ladies here and other ladies. And I use my unique story from childhood until adulthood to try to help transform the lives of women in leadership and teens and adolescent girls who have experienced domestic abuse. With inspiration, with direction, with education, resources, and a protective alarm, so that these class of people will be able to speak up and speak out and use their skills to build generational wealth while living a life of purpose. So that is what I do, because from my unique story and to where I am today, I am so blessed. And that is why I want to use whatever God has given me to do whatever I can to empower, especially young girls, because I was in that position even as a child. And so it's so important for me to do that. So I'm so excited to be on this show today. Thank you guys so much.
We are excited to have you on the show today.
Absolutely. That is an awesome purpose. Thank you so much for joining us and bringing forth that wealth of knowledge and information. Yes. I can't wait to see what we get into.
You know what really inspires me is the fact that you know your niche. You know, you just come out, hey, I'm here to empower girls, you know, the young. That's awesome right there, to know exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it, and to share it with the world. And also, I don't know if you know this, but Dr. Angie also has worked with the youth of today, which the youth here in the U.S. And that is, you know, for me, purpose, I like the boys. Not like that, y'all. Hold on. Let me clear that up. I'm better with the boys as far as the adolescent boys, the teens that I work better with, knowing that the young ladies that I'm going to give that to you guys. So I'm going to let y'all do that. Because, you know what?
You know, I thought about the boys, but I'm like, you know what? Those who, from living in two worlds and having the experience of two worlds, from Africa and in the United States, I realized that the problems affecting young girls is universal. It comes in different shapes and forms, but it is right here in the United States. And I thought, but I have a boy And most of my family is boys. I have all brothers. I'm the only girl. But then I thought, you know what? I will go with the girls because they come with a lot that we need to empower these girls.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know if you were in the States, and you, Dr. Angie, if you remember about 10, 15 years ago, the push was, let us talk to our youth, just our young males. You remember when Steve Harvey opened up his ranch, it was the 100 Men March. It was all about the boys, not the men, but the young ladies was left behind. And it's like, okay, when I realized, truthfully, is when I look at my own daughter, and also when I listen to my son, when he was telling me about the young ladies, and I was standing in a store, and I know this may be a little bit off of your story, but I was standing in a Family Dollar, and I was listening to a conversation with young ladies. Yeah, I'm going to call them young ladies anyway, but what was coming out of their mouths was not ladylike. It's like we want to be harder than them as far as what comes out of our mouths, but it's still, you can still be powerful as women and still have your rights as women with morals, respect, and dignity for yourself. Because I just feel like some of this, we're just letting it go. We're letting some of it go too much. But that's just my little beef on that. But I want to know more about your journey or what you want to teach and inspire young ladies around the world. Because I noticed you said world.
Yes. Yes. I say world because from my experience, because before I say world, you'll be thinking, because I thought as growing up that problem was only in the little village where I was born. But being the kind of person that God created me, from a one-time TV show that I watched, and that was the only TV owner in the village. He was using a generator. We didn't have electricity. And I happened to go there to watch it. It talked about freedom and success in the United States of America. And I thought, wow, so there is something out there. I have to walk to the United States of America. I'm going there. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you have to get into a plane. I didn't. I was so fascinated. Then I started, I even formed a song. I was singing, no matter how I was beaten. I was determined. There was something in me that I could not keep my mouth shut, because I grew up seeing other parents loving their boys mostly because the community, they place much emphasis and importance on the boys. So the woman's place was relegated to the kitchen, childbearing, and home care. And I thought, no, I want to be able to talk like the educated, speak like the educated, walk like the educated. You're going to hear me sometimes something that I'm supposed to pronounce like not even a TH, I will pronounce TH, third, because I started speaking at the tip of my tongue, so that I thought that is the way the educated speak. And so that thing is inside me even up till now. So I try not to, but sometimes it will come out. So I thought, I want to be able to go to school. I shouldn't have to get into marriage at the age of 11, like my father wanted me to.
At 11?
Yes, at 11. Yes, I was forced into marriage at the age of 11 by my father. And against the cries of my mother, my grandmother stood firm. I said, no, this one will go to school. She will go to school. We are not doing well today because we don't know how to read and write, but this one will go to school. My father said no. So from there, I went through a series of difficulties. By the time I was 15, I had lived in about 4 to 5 homes, but I never gave up. I don't care how I was beaten. I don't care what was told. I was told that you will never amount to anything unless you do what your father asked you to do. I did not care. I wanted that education. And as God will have it, I started school. And I worked with my hands. You know how we do farming in Africa? We don't have all the aids that we are so blessed with in the United States. I worked with my hands. I did whatever it took to help my mom so I can go to school. And I went to school. I came out for more than 10 years to be the only girl with a bachelor's degree for more than 10 years. And it's still a big deal in that village. They call me here. And so I thought, because I saw some other girls who were going through the same thing that I was going through, some of them are not here anymore. They passed. And so for that reason, and coming to the United States, seeing what girls are also going through as opposed to what they put on the screen to the world for the world to see, I'm like, no, this problem is universal. It's not just in the village where I was born. It's also here. Why don't I start here? And that's how I came to say, you know what? It has to be global. My mission, my passion, my vision is to build, if I can, to erect a school in every country in the world so that girls can become something. Economic power, we need it for the girls. If you are not economically strong, no, you're nothing. So we need to teaching them the power of money, because if they don't know how to use their money, how to invest that money, they're not anyway. The power of self-love, to know that the way you are, love yourself, accept yourself, thank God for who you are, take it and fly with it. A lot of things are in my head. I don't know how I'm going to do it because I don't even know the computer that much, but I'm going to do it anyhow. Or I'll be writing everything.
I love that.
I believe that too.
Love that. And you know, it's so important for us to recognize that no matter where we are, we're all connected.
Yes.
We're much more alike than we are different. While, you know, supremacy and prejudice and bias and all those things try to separate us, we're definitely more alike than we are different. We have more in common than we have differences. And the sooner that we actually realize that and embrace our diversity, our multiculturalism, when we embrace those things, our world will be a much better place. And this has been a lifelong struggle for our ancestors, for us. We continue in this struggle, and we continue in this struggle because it's worth it. Because once we can get to that point, we will see vast, vast differences, and they will be more meaningful to everyone globally. And it's just a matter of us continuing every generation to just get better and better in that realm than our previous generation. And as we know, we have dealt with so many things, and I know you know very well from Africa and anywhere. It's not just Africa, it's anywhere where oppression is trying to just snuff out multiculturalism, to snuff out diversity. And we just have to continue the fight. We can't give up, because if we give up, that bias wins. We don't want prejudice and bias to win and supremacy to win. We must continue this fight and continue this struggle. So we thank you for just being in tune with that. And
I am so happy. I'm so happy to hear you talk like that.
And you said something that really, really resonated with me.
Yes.
Without economic power, we are nothing. Wow. That was a mouthful.
It was.
Yashica and I actually had that conversation. Was that yesterday or?
You know, we don't tell about me because I'm talking about it all the time. We're talking about money matters. I always talk about the power of money, elevating the money mindset, and from beginning to end. I'm talking about from small to great to older. You're not too old to learn about money. You're not too young to me, because the kids now are able to use these iPhones at 3 and 4. Well, let's start talking about how to save something. You know, let's start talking about the value of money and why it's important. And you know, it's just one of those things that we have to discuss. And I'm grateful that you're using that to go to a certain demographic, which is the girls, and for the girls to understand we are important. You know, we are very important. We are, you know, don't get me started about the backbone of this of the world. Absolutely. So we have to keep our back strong, but we also have to teach us the myths that we thought about us. When you said earlier about kitchen and cleaning, because I'm the first one to tell you, I laugh at my own self about that. That wasn't me. That wasn't in my DNA. It ain't in there, and I ain't trying to make it come in there. You know, listen, I got more things to do than switching in the kitchen. I got other stuff to do.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have stuff to do. I don't
And you
have
know
time
what?
for
I'm
that.
not even mad at you, Yashica, because we do have a lot of stuff to do. We have things we got to have those money making moves that you speak of all the
Yeah,
time.
those triple M's, money making moves. That's right.
Yes,
And I
absolutely.
I would say something here, beautiful ladies. What you just said, Dr. Angie, that thing gets into my heart so bad because we are more alike truly than we are
Different.
different.
Absolutely.
Because when we think with that mindset, look at living from Cameroon in West Africa, speaking French and English, speaking like 8 other languages. I never knew that I would be here. And sometimes when I speak, my son tells me, Mommy, don't be racist. But because of what we Black people have gone through, I say it openly. I say it at my job. I work at the government institution. I tell them as it is. Because what our ancestors have gone through, psychological trauma, psychological torture is the
Systemic
worst thing.
racism.
Systemic racism is the worst thing you can ever give anybody. You can take a little cane like this and beat somebody, they will go. But when you keep traumatizing people psychologically, it comes to a point where they break down. I say this with a lot of passion because our men, we need to help our men in this United States of America. We need not even just here, all over the world. We need to help them. I went to the University of Metropolitan State University here with this my brother in class. This man was crying. He said, "Sister, I was so mad. I had to say something to the teacher. I could not keep quiet. I had to say something." This man, a whole big man in his 50s, trying to get some education to elevate himself, to build himself. Now you are there putting this man down psychologically. And this man said, "Sister, that's what they've been doing to us." I said, "I know. Do you know why I like America? I study African American literature in university. I know the in and out of this country. I studied slavery and slave trade. I wrote a thesis and defended it before coming here. So I know. So when I see our people, I gravitate towards them. I work in this institution. We have a lot of our people there because if you are having four kids at home, one of them is not doing so well. Who are you going to pay attention to? You pay attention to the one who is not doing well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's how come I take my people so much to heart. I see me and you. We come from the same great parents. And even if we combine the whole of humanity, we come from the same place. And so there is really no need. We don't have to waste our time saying, I am this color, I am this, I am that. That is why we need to educate our people. Give them, especially the men, that self-esteem. As we are giving the girls, we are giving the men, because a lot of our men in this country, they have been so psychologically traumatized more than the women.
Mm-hmm.
And I sometimes I tell my son, you need to do this, which we're not supposed to ask them to behave in a certain way because they're boys, you know? So what you just said, I so love it, because even behind the scene, I work with men. I tell them, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. We need to empower ourselves, because without that economic empowerment, we will still be at the same spot. And we need to teach our people how to invest, how to build themselves. You know, we need to support Black businesses.
Right.
I will not know that Dr. Angie is doing this or you are doing this instead of me going to invest. Charity begins at home. The Bible says it. If you do not put things that belong to you in your own pocket, you take it to go and put it outside, there is something wrong here. We need to put things in our own pocket first.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to come back to us, because God will send it in different ways anyway.
Yep.
So we need to do that for ourselves. Until we get that mindset to do things for ourselves, we're not getting anywhere. We need to do that.
Absolutely. Do you remember the story that Les Brown tells about him going to visit a friend? They was in a ghetto, and they were going to the I wouldn't say an apartment complex, but it was the ghetto, it was the projects, and they were asking him to invest in the projects, and he said no. And his friend says, "Why?" He said, because if they do not need more money, they need motivation and inspiration to do more because they're living in their own environment. And do you smell the stench in here? And you mean to tell me that they cannot go to the dollar store and get cleaning supplies and clean this place up, and you're going to pump more money into it? You pump more money into it, it's going to be the same way within 6 months, 3 months down the line. And that is so true, because if we don't empower people to care about themselves, to get up off their butts and do a little bit more for themselves, as like we say, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. That includes you. That means the responsibility for Black America is Black America and Black world people. You are your own responsibility.
Right.
And we already know about the oppression. We already know we can't change that. Learn from it and fix yourselves, because and stop putting, looking down on one another, because at the end of the day, and then let me take that back too now. Stop looking down on one another and stop waiting for the handout on the other. Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so much.
let's do a little bit more, because we are responsible at the end of the day, whether you believe in God or not. At the end of the day, I can't speak for you.
Yep, that's right. That's
Dr. Angie
right.
can't speak for you. Yvonne can't speak for you. You got to speak for yourself. And we already know that I am a witness to a witness that you have those conversations with God. Because I know somebody personally who's had a conversation. So that's why I'm just like, okay, it's real. So anyway, that's and you guys, y'all know I can talk forever on that part, but I'm not. And Yvonne, when you were talking, the download that I was getting as you were speaking, when you talked about the young lady, so I'm going to ask you, do you have a way where people can donate to you, to your crusade? I'm calling it a crusade because I see it taking over the world as what you're doing, where they can donate and help you. Because no matter, we're talking economics, and we have to also understand that we have to put our own self first as well. We have to help empower you. We can't just bring you on and be like, okay, well, we hear her, but no, we have to support you and support your mission and be and say and sign off on your, endorse your mission, because that's what matters too. Each one teach one. Now go back and reach one.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you for asking me that question. It's so important. What I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to register the 501c. That is what I'm trying to do, if that is the right process to follow. But I had asked, and they said I should register a nonprofit, own a nonprofit, so that people can donate. But what I was trying to do, I started doing it about 5 years ago. I was doing it here. I started here and in Cameroon, but that was not the proper way to do it. When single mothers, they have babies, what I did was I will go and open an account, a mini account for that baby within 2 weeks old. I put just like $100 because I could not afford more. And I asked the mother, please do not remove this money. Don't take anything out. You can add onto it, leave it, because when a Black child or a minority child grows up, they don't have the money to go to school. Borrowing money, getting into all those student loans is not going to help them. So then, what is it that they like to do when they turn 20, 21? You can take that money, look for a trade that you really love to do. It doesn't matter what it is. Then you use that money to learn that trade and start doing something, no matter how small. I take it from my own example. I became an adult even before I became one, because I saw the situation of my mother and my siblings. And I said, through the blessing of my grandmother, I stood up so strong. I did whatever it took. At 7, 8 years old, I was selling roasted peanuts. I was selling bonbon. They call it here, those suckers, we call it bonbon in French. I was selling a puff, something that we make out of. I was doing whatever was around my environment. I farmed vegetable, I sold. Then I started helping other young girls in the village. I started helping the old who didn't have anybody to help them. So if we look around at our environment, we can always start from somewhere. Coming here to the United States was a good thing for me, because I had told God that come rain or sunshine, I'm going to walk into the United States. But somehow God got me here. And coming here, I realized that there is a lot here that is taken for granted. There is a lot. And so one Sunday, I was sitting at my job I started crying. I not just like crying loud. I was sobbing so hard. I asked God, is this the way my life is going to be? There is better out there for me.
Mhm.
And so, as I was sobbing, my grandmother appeared to me and said, wipe your tears. Wipe your tears. Actually, life is getting better for you. I took out my phone and I started Googling, looking for information seminars. And I saw Dean Graciosi. He was coming to Minnesota for real estate. I registered. I attended a 4-day one, but that was not what I was looking for. I kept searching. I came across Mr. Brown. When I read the things about Mr. Brown, I said, this is what I've always wanted to become. I wanted to speak to people, to become a journalist. But because my mother could not pay the fee in Cameroon, I couldn't do that. But now, Mr. Brown, I connected. I paid every month. They were taking fees from my account. He was sending me all these motivational quotes, everything. But then I said, I need to talk to him. I searched for numbers, I called, he wouldn't get anywhere. But in 2020, yes, it should be 20. Now we're in 22. They sent me an email that it's gonna be a world summit where Mr. Brown is gonna speak. Oh my God. I took the day off from work. I was focused on those days. The moment Mr. Brown came on, you should see my phone. The pictures are still there. I've been posting some. I will be taking pictures quickly, everything. And then I position my son's picture. I position my late brother's pictures. I position everybody. Then that is when I bought that program. And here I am today. Mr. Brown talked to me back the words that my father talked to me in a different way, that I will become something. And that's how I followed up till today. We need to do these things. Like you said, inspiration, we need it. Because without inspiration, people will not know how to do things for themselves. We need that education, that inspiration to begin to, even with the kids that we have. We need to start from the cradle. If you see my son, I thank God. I have 10 children, but 1 biological, 9 adopted from my late brothers. If you see my son,
you have 9 adopted children?
Yes, because my 2 brothers died and left behind. Little one, the oldest is 15 only, and so I had to jump in and do that. So my son is very responsible because I started it very young. I showed him how to now use the dishwasher. Do those dishes with your hands. I took him back to Cameroon to go and see what other kids are going through, carrying water on their head, fetching for wood. But you are here, you're born in America, you have everything. So now he knows. He will buy things to send to other people. He will go around the streets and look for the homeless and feed the homeless and give them money. So we do those things. So we need to teach our people. We need to. You are there. Dr. Angie is there. You guys are powerful. I'm following your footprints because, Yashica, I'm already bothering you a lot, but I will continue. I'm the kind that bothers people. I'm too nosy. If I don't get what I want, I'll keep asking.
Wow.
Please do, because that's the only way we're going to find out is to ask the questions.
And so that's how I'm starting those things little by little. I want to establish that 501c. I don't know if that is the best thing to do. I have been contributing backpacks and some writing materials. I wanted to establish a school in the village where I was born because the village came together to educate me. But they are fighting the stupid war because of this French colonialism of certain countries in Africa. They will fight, then they go underground and be exploiting the people, which they are also doing everywhere in the world. Yes. That's what they did during slavery. The slavery is still continuing, but in different forms. It is there, but it is left for us to go underground quietly, doing what we need to do to empower the people. So I'm going to establish a school, like a computer school, where there will be a library in one place so that the kids can read. They can read. I had to be picking pieces of papers everywhere, pen, and because I wanted to read. I wanted to do something. There are kids who don't have that opportunity. That is what I'm trying to do. But I can start the school here. What I want to do, including speaking and writing, is to look for a place where I can put computers, especially in the minority community. Put computers, put books, and then in the evening, kids can come over after school, come and sit and read in a peaceful environment. And then when they're done, they eat supper so that when they go home, they don't have to bother their parents anymore. They can be something. But it has to depend on attitude. If you don't have that good attitude, you don't come in there. You got to come there to be serious with your life because there is going to be accountability so that the kids will pull out of them what is it that they like. Not just going to high school or university, graduating, coming out, they don't know what they're going to do. We need to know what they love to do. We make sure we help them write it down as a goal and then start working towards that goal. So that when they graduate from school, they already know that I'm stepping into the world to do this. They shouldn't be hovering around, doing other things useless.
You're putting so many things out there. I can't even keep up. I got lost about 20 minutes ago on some.
I'm on the edge. I'm like, okay, because I have so many questions. Oh, wow. And just, okay, man, and just thinking and connecting the dots because Lily, I remember Lily Oked, she also has that goal of the computers in the school, and she started that in South Sudan, and you're Cameroon. My neighbor is Cameroonian, and that's up the street, and it's just those pieces. It's like, okay, they're just the dots are connecting. And what I want to ask you this question, this was presented to me a few months ago about Africa. And you would know more than I do, so I'm asking you the question. Okay, it was presented to me that when you talk about missionaries, when you talk about people going back to Africa through the villages, they don't look like us. And I'm not talking about just my skin tone. I'm talking about my skin tone and the fact that I'm a woman. So I want to ask you, is that something that we need to be in representation of as well over in our motherland, that the young girls need to see Black women from the U.S. come and give them books and tools instead of the other, instead of seeing our Caucasian sisters and brothers going to do that? Is that something that in your experience, if you've seen over the years, is that something that we're missing and yet we need representation on? Can you talk on that?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm glad that there are people out there with a mindset like my own. Being that I've been in Cameroon, I was born, I grew up there, we see people, the Caucasians, we see them. We don't see our own because they condemn our own. They think that our culture is bad, but yet what they bring is what is ruining us. So we need our own kind of representation. People, the girls, the young, the youths, the teens, they will easily learn from somebody who looks like them than to learn from the opposite person. So we need that representation, if you can, please. We need it. We need it. We need to groom a lot of our own to go into Africa. Go there because you came from Africa. We all came from there. We came from the same great parents. We need to start doing those things, not only in Africa. If they are going to other places in Europe, we go there too to represent those Black people there. But particularly in Africa, we don't see our own. They don't want our own. And the essence is exploitation. They don't come there because they like to come and spread the gospel. The problem in Africa is poverty of the mind, not poverty of resources. The resources are there, but they exploit it and take it. This phone, the computer, everything, all the raw materials, they come from Africa. Africa is the richest continent on the surface of the earth. I'm not saying that because I'm from Africa. The truth, the Caucasians that tell the truth, they will tell you. But the resources, they will come with weapons of mass destruction. Right now, the war that is going on in Cameroon is uncalled for. America knows. They come, they sell their weapons of mass destruction. They will go, okay, they tell you, I will give you this amount of money. They come this way, they tell you, I'll give you this amount of money. How then do you go to a continent that is so rich, you take out the things, and then you come back and try to give it to them as help? No, that's very hypocritical. So we need our own kind of representation, please.
And because when she told me, when I had that conversation with this young lady about a few months ago, it just reminded me as well, when I used to do real estate in Alabama, that was one of the things that was presented as far as the lower income areas, of course, always the Black areas, that they wanted for the young ladies to see Black women in other positions than nurses. and hairstylists. And so we went and spoke, and the program was so great. But of course, after the program was doing well, you know what happens next? It's defunded. So it went away. But anyway, so I wanted, when she said that, then I wanted to ask you for your own, because I haven't researched it enough either to say, because I've never been reached out to it from anyone to say, you know what, let's do a missions trip of Black women to Africa or areas other than the United States, or as a matter of fact, here, because we need it here too. Representation matters. Representation does matter. And to all of our listeners out there who are not Black, we understand that we have other races. We understand that there's white, there's Chinese. We understand that, and we are friends and love of all of people. But like we said, we're almost like the fire department coming to put out the fire. Your house is not burning, so we're going to go to the house that's burning. And right now, that's our community. So just understand that we're not taking away from you. So we don't need the backlash about this, that, and then the bowl of chips. But right now, we're just addressing what the need is. And I'm sure that you all have those type of conversations as well in your own communities, because one thing about it, every community on this God's given earth has issues. It's just the ones that are exploited are the ones that you know more about. So therefore, we now can take that exploitation that we know about, talk about it in a light that we're bringing love and light and doing something about it. If it's just having the conversations. And that's what Conversations for the Soul is about. We have those hard conversations to look at your heart, because that is where it all lies, is in the heart of a man, the heart of a woman. And I don't want to take too much time for that, but we just have to put it out there, because we're quick to start saying things when we talk about our history or our people. We're quick to get almost like chastised because we're putting our people first. Because it is a shame, because even when I got ready to put on my shirt, I thought about it. Where do I want to put on my shirt? Why not? I am Black future. We all are, right? So we have to be proud of who we are. And we have been in this.
Stand up and let us see that shirt.
Yeah, I'm right there. You can't see it.
Yes.
I am the future of Black history. And I'm glad you said that, because we said at the beginning of the show that we were going to do some giveaways. I have a book to give away. Dr. Angie has a book to give away. And we're also going to give away the shirt. Now, the shirt that we're going to give away is going to be, it's not the one I have on. But of course, now if you want me to sign it and send it to you, I just charge you for it. Hey, getting all up there now. I'll be like, no. But if you want a shirt, then if you win it, then I will make it and give it in your size. So we have to think of some trivia questions, Dr. Angie. Let's get one or two, and Yvonne, to see what can we ask our audience, because it's something that you said that started with the E that I'm going to bring my screen down so I can see if anybody's going to put it in the comments. And I'm only working on a computer, Dr. Angie, so I have no idea what's going on Facebook. So I don't have that screen up, because I want to ask the audience the first answer. I'm saying Dr. Yvonne, so that must be coming. It must be coming.
Thank you.
Must be coming. It just flowed. Yvonne Mundi has a mission to do something with a certain group of people. And there's her purpose. Does anybody remember her purpose? And we can get the first person to comment on Dr. There it goes again. Dr. Yvonne's mission. So what is her purpose? What is her true purpose when she mentioned it at the beginning of the show? And that's going to be one. And that question would be, I don't even have one of my books with me. Oh, yes, I do, behind me. That'll be a giveaway of one of my books, A Mother's Love Tested. And that'll be our first giveaway. So we can have that in the comments. I have no idea, Dr. Angie. I can't help you there. Sorry. And guys, we are going to do the giveaway. So even if we have to come back and go through after the show, we'll still be able to tell who was first. But guess what? Every comment has a time next to it. So we will know who's first.
Dr. Esavari is saying that her purpose is to educate.
All right, Dr. Esavari. All right, she has my book. That's my giveaway. So Dr. Angie, come on, you got one coming out there. You ready? All right, Dr. Angie. So what question? And Dr. Esavari, do not respond again, because you and Pelly are good at that.
So I am going to ask the question of what I almost said Dr. Two. So it must be coming.
It's got to be in the mix. It's got to be there. Yvonne.
What our sister Yvonne is looking to do across what area? What area is she looking to do the work that she's choosing to do? So we want to talk about what she's choosing to do, and then we want to talk about where she's choosing to do it. So Andy says school, and then she says Africa.
Is that right? It's the world.
Yes.
I just I just
Starting from Africa. I start from Africa because that is where the need is mostly, but the war with the Black community.
The world. That person is saying Facebook user. When you go on StreamYard, Facebook asks you to accept it, then your name can show up because we don't know who that is. Can you see it on yours, Dr. Angie?
I can see it on mine, yes.
Okay.
Probably on my Facebook is what I'm gathering.
Okay.
So
as long as we can see it.
Andy is saying her hometown, and Andy is saying Africa and school. Oh, and then this Cameroon person is Dr. Esaveri.
Dr. Esaveri can't win again.
We didn't told her to get somewhere to sit down now.
Well, we love it. We love the participation, and thank you for the participation. All righty, so we still have the shirt to give away. We do that one last at the end of the hour. So did Andy get that one, Dr. Angie? I wasn't sure. Did we announce that? I don't know because
no one actually put the correct answer in there.
Okay, good.
Because partial answer, you gave them the answer.
Yes, so that was always that's always easy. Wow.
So we're waiting. We'll see if anybody comes up with the correct answer, given the fact that Yashica B just gave you the whole answer. But anyway. So they weren't paying attention, apparently.
How does it feel now being a published author? And like you were saying, when you said earlier that you're determined, I have no doubt, because if you can tell me that your choices was getting married at 11 and you said you were going to walk to America, and look at you today, I know you have determination from the head to the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. So I do not doubt at all that you are going to succeed in what it is that you plan to do.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Awesome. And I must let you guys know I am presently working on my soul project, my book, where they're going to read about everything and how I even came to be where I am today. From walking bare feet for years to changing shoes to talking with Dr. Angie, talking with the beautiful Yashica. What? I have been blessed and given everything. So now I have to keep working on those things. Yeah. So my book is coming up, and you guys will know. Maybe you have to interview me again. The book is coming up.
We sure will.
Do you have the title of your book?
I don't, but now, because I had sent some titles to Yashica, I'm going to send those titles to you guys. Since you guys already know my story, I need a title that would attract all the young women in the world. So I'm going to send the titles that I have written down. Then you guys can decide what is best for me that will captivate everybody.
Oh, wow. That's an honor.
So you have already written your story, or are you working?
Yes, my story. I've shared my story in 3 books, and the 3rd book is going to be launched. The 4th book is going to be launched on the 22nd. So now I've decided not to go into any collaborative authorship right now, so I can focus my own soul book and
project. She sound like somebody. Pele, hey Pele.
I hear you. I hear
She gonna
you.
kill
So
me. She
you
gonna be
have a
like,
solo work that you are working on currently, or are you getting ready to work on that?
Oh, I am working on it right now with Dr. Denise Nicholson,
mhm,
Okay.
but I still need other help because there is a particular way in which to write. So I'm just writing straightforward language. So somebody still has to do. I will contact you now that I know everything about you, so that if I write a chapter, we can agree on how we're going to work on that, and then I go with you because I want this book to be groundbreaking, not just writing. A book that I would take all everything and disseminate them into courses and start letting these young women do something for themselves.
mhm.
Wow.
And Dr. Yvonne, that's your name. I wasn't.
Thank
I
you.
was not just fluffing her up to the audience and everybody this earlier at the beginning of the show. Dr. Angie is truly a wordologist. She really is. She
I like that word.
Yes, listen, she really is a true. That's her calling, and she's in it now, and she knows. And she had to get the light in order for her to understand what her true purpose is, and she definitely, yeah, I put all that in there. That can really help you with that as far as getting those words to paper and getting those words to come out eloquently and powerfully to
Mhm.
where the reader is captivated and captured from the beginning to the end.
Yes,
So
I'm
yeah.
going to be contacting you
Yeah,
because
and I would say that if anybody else out there needs someone to help them with that part of it, because I mean, there's a lot of people out there, and I'm not taking anything away from anybody who's doing books and anybody who has businesses. But what I'm saying is, it's a difference between I did my book and I published my book, and now I'm saying I'm an editor. I'm not saying that about that person. I'm not saying that at all. But I notice that a lot of people do that. But when you go back to subject matter expert, who sharpens their iron, who sharpens their skills, that's what I look for, because I get it that you've done a project, but did you do anything after that project to make it this next one stand out more than other? Because I always say, do something different today than you did yesterday. And that's the same thing. And I'm even like that on my own projects. It's like, okay, Yashica, I took a year off in what was that year last year? That pen of sharpening my skills on what I do with shirts and printing. And it just came back to me. Say, look, you know what? Now I got to get hot again, because I have to stay abreast of what's going on, what is new, and it takes time and studying that stuff to get there. So I just want to tell you, and I'm gonna puff her up, y'all, because that's just what I do. But and to edify each other, and that's what I definitely want to do: edify Dr. Angie, edify Yvonne, two powerful women that I just happen to be sitting in between. I don't know if I'm worthy of this stage, but hey.
Wow. Well, you are certainly worthy in your own right, and you have many phenomenal qualities about you. I am just so honored and pleased to call you my coach.
she
And
is, she is, she is. You don't know it. She is, and I talk about you a lot. Both of you, because I think I had carried out a conversation with Dr. Angie. Sometimes on the phone, we really talk, and she encouraged me. But Shika, I also bother you a lot because I know that you have a lot in there for me to learn.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm gonna keep doing. I'm the nosy one. I was always bitten, but I didn't care. I will still talk.
That's why we get along, because I am too.
Yvonne, do you remember calling me a few months ago? You called me and you said, I'll never forget it. You said, I'm calling you because you just seem like you know everything.
Yes,
Such a kick out.
yes, I
I
do.
called Yashica. I said, I just got this phone call from Yvonne.
And I am that's what I said because she does. She's too smart. She's
She
too smart.
does.
I'm telling you. And then she's so humble with everything.
Yep.
I think we talked about even your husband, that your husband published a book or something.
Yes, yes.
Yes. I said, I'm going to buy that book. I'm still going to buy it. Let me focus on this project. If you come to my home, books, books, books. That's what I love. You make me mad, I go and read, or I dance, or I
Oh,
listen to
love
music.
that. I
Yes, that's
love
what
Yeah.
books.
that.
At my job, they don't like me. They call me names. They call me, I don't care. I'm sitting there, I'm reading.
And that's how we learn. Reading is so crucial and so important. And for such a very long time, we as people of color have been locked out of the publishing business. We've been locked out of authorship. We haven't had the opportunity to write and create our legacy, our written legacy. And that's what my purpose is. My purpose has slowly but surely come into focus. And what I realized is that it is my job to help get stories out there in a written format. Now, my husband specializes in speaking, but I specialize in getting that written format out there so that people can look back long after we have passed and see our story in writing. And it is truly, truly an honor and a privilege when I get a chance to work with someone and to coach them into writing their story and to make sure that their story comes across in a way that it is captivating, as Andy mentioned. I do my very best. And I wanted to just really reiterate the importance of having a coach for various things. We have several, each of us have a need for a coach for different things. Yashica and I coach each other for various things. And we recognize that this is something that we each need. And this is really important that you said that. So I thank you so much for being open to the idea of seeking help, because we can't do it all alone. It takes too much time and too much energy to learn how to do everything by ourselves. That's the purpose of having a coach, and that inspiration that you spoke of, that attitude that you spoke of, that work ethic. All of those things come together to create those world-changing moments that you seek to do, that we all seek to do, that many of us seek to do. I won't say all of us because it's not all of us, but many of us in this group this circle that we find ourselves in, we want to be world changers.
Yes.
And the way that we become world changers is by connecting with each other and connecting with coaches who will help us get across the finish line for whatever the goal is that we're seeking. And I'm just so grateful to be in your presence, so grateful to be around your energy. Your energy is effervescent. Your energy is it just comes across very clearly, even when we speak on the telephone, when we're here, whatever it may be, that energy that you express, that you expose, that you espouse, all those things, they will carry you places that no one else can go to. Those places that others cannot go to. And they can't go to those places because they don't have that same drive, that same motivation, that same inspiration, that attitude. When you said a while back that you thought you would have to walk to America. Now, of course, that's impossible to do. But the fact that you would even think that you could walk to America says so much about you. Now, I believe you said you were a child when you had that thought, right?
Yes, at 9 years old. I was only 9.
It was in your spirit, in your DNA, to just have the energy to do whatever it takes to get done what needs to get done. And that is phenomenal. That's what makes you who you are. Continue to bank on that, because that will serve you well. But more importantly than that, it will serve the world well as you are looking to make a difference in the world. Your spirit, your drive, your initiation, your initiative, all those things will come together, and you will see the manifestation of the dreams and goals that you have, because you're not focused on doing it for yourself. You're focused on what I call kingdom work. You're looking to build the kingdom. And as you build the kingdom, you will be blessed for it. Yes. Those manifestations come from up above. They come from our Creator. And as long as you are walking in your purpose, I guarantee you that those things will be manifested. Whatever it is that your heart desires, Stay connected, stay close to the vine, and it will grow and it will flourish. We'll get a chance to say, hey, we knew her when.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In 2020 and 2021 and 2022 in the beginning phases, because we'll see that and we'll be able to say, wow, look at how far she has come. And the reason that we can say that is because it won't be about you. It's never about us. It's always about the kingdom. And as long as we walk to develop and grow and enhance and improve ourselves in order that we may do the same for the kingdom, it's all good. It's all good.
Absolutely.
But we have to stay focused. We cannot allow distraction to take us off the beaten path. And this is something that Yashica B speaks of all the time. We got to stay focused. And you use another word. It starts with an A. And I'm going to give this is the person who's going to get another book. And what's the word that Yashica B says all the time? And it was mentioned earlier in tonight's show by Yvonne. Go. You got 30 seconds to figure it out. What's the word that starts with A that Yashica B mentions all the time? And Yvonne spent quite a bit of time on it a little bit ago. I'm looking at the clock. Somebody here must know what that word is. All right. I'm going to tell you what it is because this is a very, very important word. We must be this word.
Somebody just said it.
Angie.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
We must be accountable.
Yes.
For our actions.
Yep. Hold yourself
and when
accountable.
we are accountable to ourselves. We're accountable to each other. More importantly than all of that, we are accountable to our Creator. And that's where the difference comes. The difference, I know this because I just had that accountability conversation a month ago when I was in the hospital fighting for my life. I had that conversation with God, and He made it very clear that we need to be accountable for our behavior. He gives us so much. He gives us every single thing that we need in order to do whatever it is that He has called us to do, whatever our assignment is. He gives it to us. It's up to us to be accountable and use it for the purpose for which it was given to us. I started teaching. I'm sorry, guys. I almost went.
I was about to open the doors of the church.
I am just so happy that God placed you guys on my path. I'm just so happy. There's a lot loaded in that statement, but it's only my heart that knows. And I'm glad. I'm glad. I'll be right there with you guys. If I don't know anything, I'm asking. If it means I have to take a flight and come there, I will take a flight and come.
All right. So we are on this path together, on this journey together. As we mentioned earlier, we are connected. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our show. Yashica B, I'm going to ask that you do what you normally do to close us out. Yvonne, I just want to take an opportunity to just thank you so much for the value that you added to this show, for your spirit, for your heart, for your attitude. All of those things, those key ingredients make you who you are. But more importantly than that, they make you whose you are.
Thank you.
We are grateful for that. And we are going to see some magnificent things come from you because you are a phenomenal woman. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for allowing us to be a part of your journey. And we just thank you for staying focused and staying on the path to manifesting those things that you have been assigned, your personal assignment. Stay to the grind. Keep up the grit, keep up the grind. Just make sure you continue to be accountable and you continue to share that beautiful love that you have for our brothers and our sisters, because it's so important. So
Thank
very
you so much. Thank you so much. Before you close, take a screenshot because I like to keep memories. I don't know how to take it. Take it and send it to me.
That's funny. Let me see if I can accommodate you there.
We need Pelly for that, because Pelly is good about that one. You know what?
And I'm terrible. It take me forever to
Oh,
get my
I have a pen. I don't know technology.
phone. Let's see.
I see a finger. I got a
finger. Your finger. Can you see your slide? There you go.
Oh.
Get in the frame.
Now lower your camera, Dr. Angie.
Lower my camera?
Uh-huh. All the way. Okay, I got it.
Got you.
Okay. I just want to see, but I know we can do it with but I don't even know where it is on here.
Yeah,
I know I can do
it. There's a command key for
for my other computer, but I'm upstairs, so I don't even know where it is. Thank you again, Dr. Yvonne. I'm speaking that into existence. It is as it is, and because it just flowed, just like I change people's names, but it's all out of love. Pastor Positivity, Dr. Angie. She becomes Dr. Angelina sometimes. But still out of love. Still out of love.
That being said, Yvonne, when I'm getting ready to put you down for backstage so that Yashica B can do our closing, while you're here, could you please put your contact information in the chat box?
Yes, I will do that. Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you too.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
All right, everybody. What a delight tonight was. I'm not going to keep you long because we did go over a little bit, but it's okay. This Sunday coming up, the 27th, we will not be on. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that ahead of time. My son is getting married. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? Yep, my son is getting married this Saturday, and y'all send love and light and wishes to him. So we won't be on this Sunday, but we'll be joining you again the next Sunday with another special guest. But I do want to just stop in for a minute while I have the solo screen to ask everybody my biggest thing is just do something different. Do something different. Tell somebody else that you love them. Smile at somebody. Put your oxygen, I'm about to tongue tied. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. And what that means is take care of you. Because even when you do something different, that different from you might be taking care of you. But do something different. And remember, you do not have to tear down anyone's kingdom while building your empire, because there's plenty of room at the top. It's the bottom that's crowded. And I will see each and every one of you who believe at the TOP. Good night.
All right. Thank you so much. And I accidentally brought myself on screen. That's not what I was trying to do. God bless you all. We love you. Take care.